This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Trump, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, and a group of European leaders were unable to agree on a security guarantee for Ukraine as part of a deal to end its war with Russia. Jeff Murdoch reports Trump said on social media that the meetings were very good and that he was working to arrange a face-to-face meeting between Zelenskyy and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump didn't provide any specifics about the discussions or the outcome. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte said security guarantees for Ukraine were still under discussion. The price of coffee is set to get more expensive after President Trump imposed a 50% tariff on Brazil, the world's largest producer of the product. Tom Howe reports the latest U.S. inflation report said coffee prices rose 14.5% year over year in July. Some American buyers are pausing shipments from Brazil while lobbying for a carve-out from tariffs that could push costs higher. Brazil accounts for 37% of global coffee production. Coffee cultivation requires specific conditions related to climate and altitude, severely limiting any domestic production to Hawaii and pockets of California and Puerto Rico. After the first full week since federal troops and police arrived in Washington, Attorney General Pam Bondi said the operation has tallied nearly 400 arrests. Matt Delaney reports she said 21 illegal guns were seized this weekend alone in enforcement sweeps carried out by the FBI, Drug Enforcement Administration, and Homeland Security meant to tackle crime and disorder in the district. The D.C. Police Union, a supporter of the effort, shared data showing major drops in carjackings, robberies, and violent crime during the first week of the federal takeover. At least 40 of the IRS's 100 self-help kiosks intended to give taxpayers an option for figuring out their taxes on their own don't work. Stephen Dinan reports an inspector general said the contractor that was paid $500,000 annually to fix the kiosks was failing on the job and took more than a year to get to some of the open maintenance tickets. The inspector general said the problem wasn't the kiosks themselves, but rather the IRS's management of the program. The agency says it's scrapping the kiosk idea and will search for other self-service tools for taxpayers. And finally, a World War II veteran was reunited with the Sherman tank in which he served as a young Marine during the Battle of Iwo Jima. Mike Glenn reports Indiana native Leighton Wilhite was a 19-year-old corporal in the 5th Tank Battalion when he drove the tank off a Navy landing ship onto Iwo Jima. The tank, nicknamed Lucky, was used in several intense fights during a bloody campaign that lasted more than a month. Wilhite, who's now 100, saw the tank at the National Museum of the Marine Corps Support Building, where it is undergoing conservation efforts. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. That's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter.com/zip.